His MVP. Goal swung, right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb in the first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball. Down line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Shot again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right On Rangers Live, coming at you on opening day. First game of the season in the books. Didn't quite end up how us Rangers fans would have liked to have seen it. We've been a little spoiled at opening day, especially since the Rangers have moved on to Globe Life Field. 3-0 coming into this opening day were the Rangers on opening day at Globe Life. They now dropped to 3-1 all-time opening days at Globe Life Field. Definitely a heartbreaking loss. We're going to get into everything about the game, go through really all facets. We'll talk about the pitching today, a hot topic, especially in the late innings. We'll talk about the offensive side of things. We'll talk about some of the new Rangers and how they fared in their Texas debut. But first, here Right On Rangers, y'all know the drill. We cover just about everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers, and especially the Rangers as the MLB season gets underway. Thank you for choosing Right On Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Of course, if you're not following, hit that follow or subscribe button. If you don't have notifications turned on, get them on. We need you getting notified every time we go live, every time we put out a video, a short. We appreciate all the support we can get. And of course, I would love to take comments, questions along the way. Welcome to everybody. Tough loss today. It's a long season. 162 games to be exact. Game one in the books. Rangers fall 5-2 at the hands of the Boston Red Sox. Got to start with Nate Eovaldi. We got to start with the positive. I'll try and start with the positive. We'll talk about some of the yucky stuff in between, and we'll try and end with a positive as well. How about that? So Nate Eovaldi, back-to-back opening days, quality starts. Evo, star of the show today for Texas. You look at his box score, you look at his line, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 9 Ks. Did give up a home run to Wilyer Abreu, who is slowly becoming a Rangers killer. Wilyer Abreu feels like he's hit about 10 home runs against the Rangers in the last 2 or 3 games we played against Boston. Wilyer Abreu, really one of the only blemishes on Nate Eovaldi tonight. Evo showing he is fully worth the contract that he signed to stay with Texas in the offseason. And I think everyone enjoyed watching Evo pull the string today on that filthy curveball. I think Evo's bread and butter. We all know he loves the splitter. It was nice seeing him work in a curveball today. I'm sure that was planned to an extent. You've got to think Boston's coming into this game expecting a lot of splitty. And Evo went ahead and went Uncle Charlie for a majority of this game. I think at one point, I think it was the second inning, Evo struck out the side, and every single strikeout was on a curveball. I mean, he was absolutely brilliant tonight. A shame that the Rangers had to waste this quality start. Evo absolutely giving you confidence that he has still got a lot left in the tank. Look, it wasn't a big Rangers fan group, but I would say that there were some people that were a little hesitant as I surfed around the dark corners of the internet, a little hesitant about the Nate Eovaldi contract. Older pitcher. Evo had some ups and downs last year in what ultimately ended up being a bit of a lost season. I think Nate Eovaldi reminding everybody just who he is. Exactly who he is with a performance like he gave today. And look, Boston to me not the most legit offense in baseball. I'm not going to give them that high of praise, but Boston has a very formidable lineup. It is a gauntlet at times. I think Trevor Story, Alex Bregman, Rafael Devers, Duran. I mean, the top part of this lineup is a gauntlet. And Evo made it look pretty easy, ultimately getting burned by the number 7 spot, Will Abreu. So Evo's start today, I think, has got to make you feel really good about what he's going to turn in 2025. We'll see what the rest of the starting rotation has to offer. And the Rangers are going to be facing some great pitchers around the rest of the series. You've got Tanner Houck going tomorrow, I believe. You got Walker Buehler, the guy that closed out the World Series for the Dodgers last year, pitching on Saturday. I'm feeling a little bit better about Jacob deGrom going on Sunday. Not sure who the Red Sox are throwing on Sunday. We're going to get into a full preview of most of the games. For sure, the game tomorrow, if we can't get to Saturday and Sunday. But Nate Eovaldi, let's start with the positive. Now let me hit y'all up. Let me get the chat going here. I'll check TikTok, and then I'll get to all y'all watching on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. What's up, everybody? Left Luke in too long. Roland, appreciate the comment. Look, I said it. I was live tweeting, posting, whatever you want to call it, during the game. I just did not have Luke Jackson, 9th inning guy, anywhere on my bingo card for the 2025 season. I mean, Luke Jackson, I don't think he's a scrub. I don't want you to take it the wrong way. I just did not think that he was going to be in the fold at all to be closing games in the 9th. And it's hard. This is one game. He had an outstanding spring. Luke Jackson, I mean, he had basically a perfect spring. So I don't think we can sit here and say, he didn't deserve at all to get a shot. I think for me, I expected Chris Martin. I expected Robert Garcia, that mix and match. Did not expect Luke Jackson to be getting the first crack at saved games. And look, a lot of Rangers fans really concerned about the bullpen coming into the season, and rightfully so. You really, in the offseason at the very beginning, there was a lot of buzz around the Rangers signing a closer. And it never came to fruition. We slowly got reports coming out from Fenstermaker, Figueroa, of course, CY himself, that the Rangers were good with who they had in the bullpen at the back end. I think a lot of us kind of said, oh, okay, are you sure? You sure you don't want to go out and get Kirby Yates? I mean, infamously, the Rangers didn't even offer Kirby Yates a contract. I know some people were kind of mistakenly throwing around like, why didn't we offer Kirby Yates more money? We didn't even offer Kirby Yates anything. That's hard to believe for me. I really don't understand, still don't, why the Rangers didn't even throw something Kirby Yates' way. David Robertson's still a free agent. I'm just saying. But I did not expect Luke Jackson to be getting cracks at the 9th inning, whether it's a save situation. It wasn't today, obviously, with the game tied 2-2. But Luke, not a very warm welcome for him as a Texas Ranger in his debut. My goodness. But we press on. Game 2 coming at you quick tomorrow. I got to say, I am happy that there's no off day. When you lose a game like this, the last thing you want to do is stew on it for an entire day. At least the Rangers get back in the saddle tomorrow and hopefully get to wash the bad taste out of their mouth against Boston, as Jack Leiter going to be the starter for the Rangers tomorrow. Boston, I believe, throwing Tanner Houck. We keep going. Comments. Appreciate all y'all. For sure, a tough loss. Real tough loss. Was looking really, really good there for the Rangers to have an opportunity in the 9th. 9th inning got a little sideways for Texas. You had, first of all, the stolen base. You had a walk, right? Trevor Story draws the walk. And then the stolen base. The Red Sox were 2 for 2 on stolen base attempts. Last year, we talked at length about the Rangers' issues with the stolen base game, with the running game. Jonah Heim was abysmal throwing out runners. Was among one of the worst in terms of catchers and numbers against the steal. And look, Higgy obviously gets the start today. Probably the lefty had something to do with it on the mound today. Garrett Crochet, very, very good pitcher for Boston. but Higgy was 0 for 2 throwing out runners today. The first one was pretty close. I must say that was pretty tight. Just snuck the hand in there. Second one, Trevor Story running, and Trevor Story not an elite runner by any means, but Trevor Story was safe by quite a bit. Then you have the ball that Josh Young kind of gets eaten up by. I really think that's a play that Josh Young, that big cat, has got to make. I think he would tell you that. Kind of a cheeky way for Campbell to get his first hit, if you ask me. I mean, I appreciated his realness and honesty in the postgame. We're talking about Campbell for the Red Sox, rookie making his debut, second baseman. He basically was like, a knock's a knock. I'll take it however I can get it. And if you're a baseball player, if you played baseball, that's so true. You take any way you can get on base. But Josh Young should have made that play. And if the Rangers are able to keep Story at first base there, hold him a little bit better, or throw him out, that's potentially a double play ball if you hold Story at first base instead of letting him steal the bag. Or it's out number 2 if you're actually able to throw Story out. And then maybe Abreu still hits the bomb, but at least it's only 3-2 instead of 5-2. Tough loss in the ninth inning. Where do I buy my gear? Pretty much exclusively Fanatics. MLB Shop is usually where I go, but then they just outsource you to Fanatics anyways. When I'm in Texas, I usually go to Rally House. I like to check out what they have. I find that they have a little bit of a cooler variety sometimes than what they have online. Of course, I'm out in Las Vegas, so I don't get to Texas a ton. Probably maybe once a year, maybe twice a year if I'm really, really lucky. But try to get to a Rangers game as much as I possibly can throughout the years, mostly going to games out on the West Coast, but Rally House definitely whenever I'm in town. Most of my stuff, though, Fanatics. Yeah, Tejano Country. What's good, Rick? Yeah, Evo looked great. Got to agree. Let's keep going. What do we got? Wish we could have kept Kirby Yates 100%. Meanwhile, David Robertson is unemployed. Yup. I can't believe David Robertson doesn't have a job. That really does surprise me that David Robertson doesn't even have a job right now. I would think that the Rangers, again, maybe they have thrown out something. We know that they didn't make a formal offer to Kirby Yates. You would think they'd throw out something to David Robertson, but that's why they pay CY and company the big bucks, right? All right, what's good? Let's see. Mr. I-20, what's up? What's happening? Look, game 1, right? I can't overreact here. It sucks to lose game 1, but there's 161 more. We'll be all right. As a Red Sox fan, why are you panicking? It's been 1 game. No panic. I mean, I think some people get a little bit too hard when us Rangers fans get on a little bit upset about losing. Who likes losing? I don't know. Even when the Rangers lose a game and they're in first place, second place, I hate losing. If you love the game, if you love sports, if you love competition, nobody is going to get on to a live like this that's a true fan of the team and be ecstatic after a loss. I mean, I enjoy hanging out with y'all, but never am I going to be satisfied with an L. At least keep going. We keep going. Let's see. Jonah will bounce back. Yeah, look, I talked a little bit about Jonah Heim in the offseason, and I really am high on Kyle Higashioka. Higgy had a double tonight, I believe, and that was early on against Garrett Crochet, kind of opened up things a little bit for the Rangers. Look, if Higgy keeps hitting like he did in spring training and like he did tonight, I know he goes 1 for 4. Jonah Heim is going to have a tough time getting consistent playing time. And I kind of wonder if they already favor Higashioka a little bit over Heim at this point. I'm not saying that the opening day start tells you a ton, but I do wonder, is Higgy going to see the majority of starts just based on his season last year? He had a great year, had some success in the playoffs as well with the Padres, had a big home run against the Dodgers. I do kind of wonder if Higgy is going to start taking over the prime time, the majority of the catching duties for Texas. I think we'll see Jonah against righties. I think we'll see Higgy against lefties. We'll see what the Rangers decide to do there. I'd imagine both guys are going to get a good amount of playing time. And honestly, both guys could probably DH here and there. Although right now with Corey Seager nursing that calf, not really sure what they're going to be doing long-term with the DH spot beyond having Corey there. I know they came out and talked a lot about Seager and he could have played shortstop today. No big deal. I don't know. I bet that they're probably right, but if he could have played it, then play him. I otherwise don't say anything. That's kind of my first thought on the Corey Seager DH in today. I'm all for it. Give the guy whatever he needs. We need him healthy. But I don't get all the extra comments. He could have played shortstop today. Well, then on opening day, get his butt out there. Otherwise, don't say anything. Just say we're good. He's doing a little bit of recovery for the calf. Yeah, probably not all the way good to play shortstop. We're going to ease him into the season. I don't know. It just made me chuckle. That's all. I'm not trying to go in too hard on that, but you definitely can't risk the calf. Chris, I'm with you 1,000,000%. It's more the comment of why all the big talk about how he could have played today at shortstop. I just don't say anything. Just say you're resting him. Anyways, we keep going. Nice to see other Rangers fans on here. I totally agree with that. Bullpen issues again. If you remember, I know that we just got so much excellence with Kirby Yates and David Robertson last year. If you remember, we had some issues at the beginning of last year. Jose Leclerc was the guy starting out. The Rangers did not have it all figured out at the beginning of last year with the bullpen. I think we just have like the rose-colored glasses a little bit as fans. We got so spoiled with the lockdown duo of David Robertson and Kirby Yates. A lot of us forget the Rangers had bullpen struggles at the beginning of last year at the back end. Like we won opening day, but then you remember Jose Leclerc had a disastrous outing against the Cubs. I forget if it was like on Easter Sunday or something like that. Like the Rangers didn't have it all figured out at the beginning of last year with the back end of the bullpen. So I am a big fan. Like, let's give them a little bit of time to figure it out. We know that it's going to be a fluid situation. So we might Mart in the ninth inning. We might see Robert Garcia in the ninth. I know that they kind of came out today and announced that Luke Jackson is going to be getting the first crack at saves. But from what I heard post-game, it sounds like it's going to be kind of a fluid situation and they're going to be mixing and matching guys, which I think is the right thing to do. Got to figure it out. All right, we keep going. I'm going to get over to y'all, I promise, on YouTube. I'm not going to forget about any of you. So thanks for being patient. Appreciate you. All right. Mark Church, I don't think you want to throw him quite yet. I don't think you want to throw Mark Church into a high leverage role at this point. I would be good with Mark Church 6th, 7th inning. I don't know if you want to go Church 8th and 9th yet. If nobody's cutting it, absolutely you throw Mark Church in there. I don't know if I'm good putting Church in that spot right now. I like what I'm seeing from Mark Church. My big thing with Church and with really any young guy, I said this with Wyatt Langford last year. Don't put these guys in big-time situations, in pressureful spots early, because a lot of these rookies start pressing. Like last year, you remember at the beginning of the year, they had Wyatt Langford hit third, and he was pressing. He had a super slow start to the year. You got to get these guys in winnable situations for where they're at within the context of their baseball career and their lack of experience. So for me, Mark Church, I think you go 6th inning, 7th inning guy. Obviously, if the Rangers are down, maybe in the 8th inning, you throw him. But if the Rangers are up 2-3 runs, 1-run tie game, I'm not sure I'm wanting Mark Church in the 8th or the 9th inning. I do love Mark Church, though. No disrespect to him. And look, Jackson, again, I know we're all hating on the Jackson move, myself a little bit included. I don't love Jackson getting closing opportunities, but it's hard to argue with the spring that he had. I mean, he was perfect in the spring. It looked like he was rolling. Against Kansas City in the exhibition games, he looked good. We know spring training is different than the regular season. We're not naive to that, but Luke Jackson looked good. So I don't think it's out of left field to have him late in games, but it definitely is easy to play a little Monday morning quarterback when it goes just terribly the first time they try it in the regular season. I'm going to go backwards a little bit because, John, this is super relevant. What's up, my guy, by the way? Appreciate you. This is kind of something that I had thought about. So you've got a situation where you had a runner on, second base? I think it was first and third at that point. And you've got Abreu coming up, a guy that has mashed on the Rangers in recent games. Why aren't you being a little bit more careful with him at that spot? Now, let's go to the real deal situation. So we had one out. You had runners on first and third at that point. Abreu comes up, so first and third, one out. I would say it's tough. You don't really want to load the bases in that spot and put another runner on with only one out. You've already got the double play ball set up. Now, I think you could make the argument, the pitch, attack, and just how they decided to throw to him. You look at the pitch that he hammers, it was a slider right down the pipe. I mean, the pitch that Abreu sends at 111 miles an hour out of the ballpark, it's a center cut slider right over the middle of the plate. That can't be what they were trying to do. So I got to say, John, probably more likely than not a mistake pitch. I don't think you're trying to throw a slider over the fatty part of the plate in that spot. You're trying to go corners. You're trying to go low to try and get that ground ball. I just can't imagine that they're trying to go slider middle in against Abreu or anybody with runners on first and third and an opportunity for the visiting team to take the lead. All right, we keep going here. Berenstein Bears, what's good? Funny that our lack of closer came to bite us in the very first game. It's how baseball goes sometimes. That's the great Ron Washington would say. You just kind of had a feeling, I got to admit, without Kirby, without Robertson, y'all know, for those of you guys that have been listening to me for a while now, following the channel for a while, I would tell you, there came a point last year where I felt zero anxiety in the ninth inning, even in the eighth inning when the Rangers had a lead. Zero anxiety with how well Kirby Yates and David Robertson were throwing the baseball. I can't say I had that same lack of anxiety feeling when Luke Jackson comes into the game. It's like, okay, we've skated around the thin ice. C-Mart got Robert Garcia out of that jam. Chris Martin looked great in the eighth inning. Is it kind of too good to be true that we've made it this far without any kind of hiccup? And then sure enough, Luke Jackson has the terrible ninth inning. Josh Young boots a ball he probably should have picked. I get it's an in-between hop. You're a major league third baseman. Josh Young is a great defensive third baseman. He's got to make that play. And it really just started snowballing from there. Mike, let's get some positivity if he's still hanging out. Mike says positive takeaway is that the at-bats against Crochet were good and Evo was solid. Mike, thank you. Let's talk about some of the good at-bats. Wyatt Langford, first at-bat of the season, goes 9-pitch walk against Garrett Crochet after being down 1-2 in the count. That was encouraging. Wyatt Langford, 9-pitch AB to begin the year. Wyatt goes 1 for 3 today with a single and a walk. Looking great, looking really comfortable, just like he did in the spring. I think that was huge. And as Mike said, they definitely pieced together some nice ABs against Crochet. And I know Crochet only goes 5 innings. You really felt like the Rangers missed an opportunity early on. I think another thing that I commented on early on, I think it was bottom of the second. Bottom of the second, Jake Berger starts out with a walk. He was 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored today. Josh Young singles. You got runners on first and second, 1 out. And you are essentially ready to break the game wide open here. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Then immediately after, you get a single from Kevin Pillar to put the Rangers up 1-0. Again, you got first and second. You've got nobody out. And then you've got Kyle Higashioka coming up and popping out to third base. Not productive out. Don't advance the runners at all there. Then you got Josh Smith coming up trying to bunt, and he's trying to bunt cutters and sweepers, and it didn't go great. Look, the first pitch Josh Smith tried to bunt at in the bottom of the second was a ball. Shouldn't have even been one that he attempted. He did, and then from there, he just got painted with sweepers. Like the third pitch, which was a called third strike, right on the corner. Just a nasty sweeper from Garrett Crochet. Sweeping across the plate on a lefty. Just tough for Josh Smith. Got to get the bunts down. It was not a good AB from him. And then you go 2 down, runners on first and second. You've still only scored 1 run. Marcus Semien comes up and grounds out in a big spot. The second inning to me was a big moment where you only got 1 run. You had first and second, nobody out. You're up 1-0. That's a primo inning to go up 3-0 and put up a crooked number. Those of us that know the game well, putting up crooked numbers is the name of the game. To only put up 1 when you've got first and second, nobody out. Painful. And then the other moment that killed me was Simi, I believe, led off was it the bottom of the 6th? Forget what it was. It was bottom of the 5th, but it was the bottom of the 5th. Simi leads off with a single, and then you've got the heart of the order coming up. You've got Siegs, you've got Langford, you've got Garcia, and you get the quick double play ball from Corey Seager, and you've quickly got 2 outs, and then Wyatt Langford comes up, grounds out himself. I thought the bottom of the 5th inning, maybe they were going to do a little cooking there. The Seager double play ball just crushed it. And if we look at the top 5 today, 1 through 5 for the Rangers, it was ugly. You had 2 walks, but otherwise only 2 hits. And the top 5 in the order go a collective 2 for 18. You're not going to win a lot of ball games going 2 for 18, 1 through 5. And it is 1 game, but we're just analyzing here. I know some people hop on randomly and think we're going like full doomsday mode. Look, we're just doing some analysis. It's 1 game. There's 161 left, but we're being real. You got 2 for 18 from your 1 through 5. It's not going to be a great day at the ballpark. It's just not. Now, at the bottom of the order, you actually saw quite a bit of production. We talked about Higgy already. Kevin Pillar goes 2 for 3. RBI as well. Josh Young goes 2 for 4. I mean, Josh Young mashes lefty, so I just was not shocked to see him having a great day. Was actually a little surprised that they had him hitting 6th. I thought maybe we'd see Josh Young in the 5 spot against a lefty. I mean, this is a guy that has amazing, outstanding lefty splits. Josh Young, if he can give us 275 to 300 batting average this year, that's a game changer. So, look, top of the order, did not have it today. I have to say, just like going first thought, just emotional reaction here. It is a little bit tough for me seeing the top of the lineup do this after maybe minus Wyatt Langford. The top of the lineup for the Rangers did not have an outstanding spring. Marcus Semien didn't have an amazing spring. Corey Seager didn't. Adolis Garcia, I know he was hurt. Jake Berger had his moments for sure. Josh Young, it was meh. I know it's spring training, but you just would have loved to see the Rangers come out top of the order, mashing. Tomorrow's a new day. But if I'm going just rapid emotional reaction, I really hope this is not a sign of things to come for the top of the order. All right, we keep going. Agreed on Pilar, Mike. Thanks for the comment, man. Appreciate you. John, 1,000,000%. Loved everything I saw from Nate Eovaldi. Yeah, the missed opportunity with Josh Smith was huge. Look, I got to blame Higgy as well. Higgy's got nobody out, runners on first and second. Higgy, you got to move those guys over with nobody out. You got to have a productive out when you've got 0 outs, 1 out. Those have got to be productive. Yeah, Mike agreed. Luke Jackson, he looked great against the Royals. Just like absolutely crapped the bed, soiled the bed tonight. But dude looked great in spring training. I think he had 9 perfect innings. So again, it's not like out of left field that Luke Jackson was given the keys to the car in the 9th inning. It's only 1 game, but it just didn't have it. Seriously. Wasted opportunity. Austin totally agreed. I mean, look, you got a filthy start from Evo today. 9 Ks from the ace. Quality start, back-to-back opening days. Evo, true leader, though. Like, you've got to respect Nate Eovaldi. Dude comes out in the presser post-game and is like, I can't give up runs after we put up numbers. So every time the Rangers scored, Boston answered right back. Evo pretty hard on himself in the post-game. And look, that is one of those philosophical things in baseball, one of those keys to success. When you put up runs, you've got to shut down the other team in the next half inning. And I'm not going to blame Nate Eovaldi at all for this loss. By 100% no. But he is right. There is some truth to his criticism of his effort today. You have got to do a better job shutting down teams when you put up runs. It's one of the keys to success winning baseball games. Put up crooked numbers. Right? Scoring first goes a long way. The Rangers did that today. I always say the 3 keys to success: score first, put up crooked numbers, and have the good shutdown innings after you score. If you can do those 3 things, you're going to win a lot of baseball games. Score first, put up crooked numbers, shut down the other team after a scoring inning. Rangers did one of those things well, score in the first run of the game, but no crooked numbers and no shutdown innings. Not great. Tomorrow's a new day. We said that a lot of times today on our first live of the season. But I got to say, man, it is great to be back with y'all. Like, I got to admit, I love talking offseason. I love talking spring training, the rumors, what's going to happen, who they going to sign, who they going to trade for. You can only get so much mileage out of it, though. And look, I'm going to do it again next offseason. I love this team. I love hanging out with y'all. But I am glad to be talking about baseball games again, right? All right, we keep going. Even if we signed Robertson, let's see here. Even if we signed Robertson, he's had no spring training, probably be a month before he'd even be full speed. There's truth to that. I mean, look at what happened with Jordan Montgomery. Do we even want to get into Jordan Montgomery today, by the way? Monty getting Tommy John surgery. Did y'all see that? I mean, look, I'm glad he got his money, and that is why you go get the money, right? This is why Jordan Montgomery is a prime reason. Don't hate on players who are just trying to get as much money as they can, because if you have played the game, you know how quickly it can turn in terms of your health, injuries, your arm. I'm glad Jordan Montgomery got paid. Feel terrible for the guy. That's got to go down as one of the worst contracts in MLB history. Not trying to hate on the guy. I love me some Monty, but wow. I mean, his first year with the Diamondbacks was bad, and it just got worse. Not even going to pitch this year. He'll be a free agent next year. At least he got paid. At least what? You made almost $50 million with the Diamondbacks? I mean, if he's been smart with his money, you're set for life with $50 million. And, of course, making money before that as well. Not a ton, but I'm happy Monty at least was able to get a little financially secure. Feel bad for the guy. But bringing it back full circle, Monty didn't have a spring training at the beginning of 2024, and it just went awful for him. So you're right. Robertson, I mean, even if you went out and got him right now, you've got to bring him along slowly. Pitchers, creatures of habit. You're not going to be able to just throw David Robertson in the fire. Mike says Higgy was solid. New guys are great. Love Jock. It was tough not seeing Jock in the lineup today. I know it was Garrett Crochet, tough lefty. I know Jock does not have good splits against lefties, but it was tough not seeing Jock in the lineup. Like, I just came to love Jock Peterson in the spring, the interviews, just all of the glowing remarks about him and the kind of guy he is in the clubhouse. And I've been a fan of Jock Peterson for a long time, going back to when he debuted with the Dodgers. Just always been a dude that I have loved watching from afar. So a little disappointing not to see his name in the lineup card, but I know he'll be back as the Red Sox employ some of their right-handed pitching. I know Jock came on late in the 9th inning, didn't get anything done. I think he flied out to center field, but absolutely love the new guys as well. Big fan of CM to close. Garcia setup. Yeah, I definitely would have preferred C. Mart closing ball games. Like Chris Martin, I think, is the obvious guy in the ninth inning. Arlington native, had a 2.20 ERA over the past 2 years with the Red Sox. Let this man close ball games. I don't know. Luke Jackson, I know he's a World Series champion when he pitched for the Braves. I know he had a couple of good years there. Hasn't been amazing over the past 1 or 2 seasons. Had a great spring, but I don't know how you don't give the ball to C. Mart in the ninth inning to start. I definitely think that if Luke Jackson continues to struggle, that's got to be the next guy. I mean, Robert Garcia, I think maybe if you've got a lefty heavy ninth inning coming up, you throw Garcia out there, but I definitely think Chris Martin in the ninth would have been my preference too. Word is Seager isn't close to 100%. By the way, for all my people on TikTok, I'm going through all the YouTube comments. I'm going to try and scroll back to y'all, so bear with me. I'm going through a bunch of YouTube, Facebook comments, stuff like that. So appreciate y'all's patience. I'll try and get to everything, I promise. So the comment says, word is Seager isn't close to 100%. What have you heard? Look, no real insider information for me beyond what I read from all the Rangers beat writers and reporters. And the Rangers are pretty hush-hush as an organization with stuff like this. Like, they're not going to let on the extent of it. Personally, I kind of thought they were trying a little bit too hard today. I said that to open up the show. Like, you didn't need to come out and do all of the, Seager could have played shortstop today. I mean, he definitely could have played. We're just being cautious. Like, just leave it at the calf is still a little sensitive, and we want to give the guy some extra time, abundance of caution. We don't need to hear how he could have played shortstop today. Like, dude, if you're DHing on opening day, clearly something's not right. And I definitely want him to heal up and for them to take as long as he needs, not playing out in the field to get back to 100%. But I just felt like they were trying a little bit too hard to defend the move today. I don't know if that's clicking with any of y'all, but I just said, say less. Like, you're resting him and trying to get him back to 100%. The calf's a little sore. Leave it at that. Clearly, if he was 100% healthy and able to play a good shortstop, you would have played him at shortstop. All right, we keep going. Let's see. Teodo coming soon. I don't think we're going to see Teodo until August or September unless we just get crushed with injuries. I just can't see Teodo being a guy that they rush up. I mean, I wouldn't complain. I think he'd come up and probably have some success. But again, that goes back to what I said a little while back when Mark Church was suggested as a late inning guy. Like, do you really want to throw Teodo in that kind of pressureful spot this early on? I'm not saying Teodo couldn't handle the 7th or the 8th. I know some people might be saying, well, he closed games in spring training. I mean, all you need to do is reflect on the last 2 words in that sentence, spring training. It's different. So for me, if you do call up Teodo, I don't know if I'd want him immediately getting thrown into the 9th. All right, we keep going. Today just proved how deep our lineup is. The top of the order guys won't always struggle. I see us scoring a ton this year. I really do feel pretty positive about the Rangers lineup. And maybe what you do chalk it up to, and maybe what you do say, instead of like totally going gloom and doom, maybe what you say to yourself is the lefty lineup going to really have a big step forward this year or not? I don't think that the lineup as a whole is going to struggle, especially when they start facing a bunch of righties. Have they totally kicked the lefty starting pitcher thing, though? We talked about this at length last year, how the Rangers just struggled mightily against lefties. Like, it was almost a lock. And in fact, I think teams at certain points last year were rearranging the rotation to get the lefties throwing against us. So I'm not going to go total gloom and doom, but I will say, a little concerned, are we going to be a significant step better against lefties this year? That would be my big question with this lineup. Keep going. Gio, what's good, man? It's been a while. Thanks for tuning in. Absolutely. Go Rangers. We'll get them again tomorrow. Yeah, I think Siegs, I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about Corey Seager. It is frustrating. The man just cannot get 100% healthy. It's not always anybody's fault. Sometimes it just happens. Some guys just have bad luck when it comes to injuries. And Corey appears to possibly be one of those guys. Like, I don't know that he is going to be playing more than 125 games this year. If Corey plays over 125, 130, I will be very surprised. I think the Rangers are going to use maintenance days with him. He always usually has a little time in the season where maybe he'll miss a week, miss a couple weeks. I would be really surprised if Corey Seager is giving you over 130 games this year. But you got Josh Smith, who can play a very capable shortstop. Y'all saw that web gem from Josh Smith, right? Going to his left, the spin throw. Jake Berger with the nice pick over there. Josh Smith, he can play him some shortstop. So I don't feel like you need to panic at all about Seager. Take as much time as you need. I don't think you're losing a ton having Josh Smith, if anything, playing shortstop over Corey Seager. And I'm not trying to hate on Seager's defense. I know that it comes off like I am. It's really more of a compliment for Josh Smith. I think Josh Smith is just that good. I think he can play himself some defense all over the infield. And I don't feel at all concerned that Corey Seager's DHing. Now, would it be nice to have some flexibility at the DH spot? 100%. But I'm not worried about Corey Seager not being out there at shortstop. All right, here we go. No save opportunity for the Ranger bullpen pitcher today. Offense lost the game late. I almost do feel like I know Luke Jackson is going to be the focus, but the offense has got to score more than 2 runs. I just talked about it a little while ago. 2 for 18, 1 through 5 in the Rangers order today. 2 for 18 with 2 walks. Just not going to cut it. That's less than a 250 on base percentage. Not going to work. All right, we keep going. Mike, most lefties we face won't be crochet, and with the right-handed bats we have now, we'll be fine against lefties this year. That is my hope. That's my hope 100%. You would just like to see some consistency, and it's only been 1 game, so you just can't have that yet. But I am going to be glass half full, as I usually am. Rangers dropped the first game 5-2 today, but back again tomorrow. Love that there's no off day tomorrow like there was last year, even though the Rangers got the win on opening day last year. I love we get 4 straight days of baseball to open the season. It's a beautiful thing. All right, let me scroll back, man. I got a lot of catching up to do on TikTok. I appreciate all y'all. Thanks for the patience. Somebody said we could still go 161-1. You're saying there's a chance. Keep the dream alive. I love that. We could still go 161-1, y'all. That's the kind of glass half full mentality that I'm here for. All right, we keep going. Do I think Jack is going to be good tomorrow? Hey, Rick, appreciate the gifts, man. Do I think Jack's going to be good tomorrow? I think I am a little bit on the fence about that. Can I just be honest? All those of y'all that have been hanging out with me all off season and spring training, you know I'm a little on the fence about Jack Leiter. I just am. I know he had a great spring training. Okay, now we're playing big boy games. We're playing some big boy games right now. Is Jack Leiter going to carry that over into the regular season? That's the big question. I'm optimistic we're going to get a solid performance out of Jack. I would be really happy if Jack goes out there tomorrow, gives us 5 or 6 3 earned runs, maybe even 4 earned runs. I just got to have a quality-ish type start. I don't need him to go throw 6 scoreless innings. Can you just keep us in the ball game? Right? I mean, he had an 8.8 ERA last year. I mean, there's really only up from that point. I just want to see Jack keep us in the game. Bregman went 0 for 4, and that Boston offense wasn't even clicking. They got a lot of dudes on that offense. I definitely have a lot of respect for the Red Sox offensively. You didn't see all of them clicking today. Give credit to Evo. Give credit to Nate Eovaldi. He shut down a very good lineup. 1 through 5 for the Red Sox is extremely formidable. Rangers should have re-signed Robertson. Yup. I do think David Robertson, you should have thrown the man a contract. All right, we keep going down. I'm going to try and catch up, y'all. Willier was amazing. He loves playing the Rangers, that's for sure. As a Red Sox fan, I love that home run. I'm sure you do. Let's see how the rest of the series plays out. It was worse that Chapman got the win. John, I see you commented about that too. I totally agree, man. I was really hoping we were about to come in and just light up Chapman. And look, Wyatt Langford had the single off of him. So we had Chappie comes in the bottom of the 8th. Seager strikes out. Tough lefty-lefty matchup, right? But then you had Wyatt Langford singling. And I really thought, okay, maybe we're about to get something here off the former Texas Ranger, Aroldis Chapman. And look, Dolly, frustrating, man. Frustrating day for Dolly. And he got a painted right. I mean, I shouldn't say painted. Freaking right down the middle, 97 mile an hour fastball from Chap. And gave it a ride, 100 miles an hour, right to center field. We have got to get Adolis contributing. Like, if Dolly is going to hit 4, we have got to get that man back to at least a tier below where he was in 2023. But look, Dolly gets a center cut fastball, man, and just not able to put it on green grass or into the seats. Chapman, after that, Berger grounds out, and the rest is history. But yeah, Aroldis Chapman, seeing him pitch for the Red Sox. I think I heard that the Rangers, like when he was warming up, they're like, warning, Aroldis Chapman warming up in the pen. Something funny. Look, always will be thankful for 2023 when Chappie was on the team. I know that he was kind of a polarizing Ranger, either was super dominant or made you pull your hair out. But wish him nothing but the best. Just don't want to see him get any more wins against the Rangers. Am I right? We keep going. Appreciate all the gifts, by the way. That means a lot. Thank you so much. And thank you for everybody that's followed since we began. That's huge. Very, very grateful. Typical Rangers bullpen. Yup. Tomorrow will be better. I'm with you. Happy I found you. Happy you found me too. The more Rangers fans we can get talking Rangers baseball, the better this channel gets. Y'all is what make this great. You help keep the show going. I appreciate all y'all. Testing the waters. Would have loved to win opening day, but all good. Steven, that's the mentality. And really, that is what Bochy said they are going to be doing at the back end of the pen. It's fluid. They're going to be testing different things. Again, would have probably liked for them to come into 2025 with a slight preference for Chris Martin. Instead, they come with a slight preference for Luke Jackson. Wouldn't have been my pick, but let's give it time. Let's see how it plays out. Yankee fan, Christian, what's up? But I live in Texas. I'm starting to like the Rangers. Hey, that's what I like to hear. It's not easy to convert those Yankees fans either. So maybe some people would disagree, especially those that are believers that the Yankees got a lot of fair weather fans. But look, would love to see more Rangers fans in the house. That's for sure. Lineup on paper. Yeah, the lineup on paper looks great. It does look good. A lot of people. I just saw Matt Vasgersian. Matt Vasgersian, great baseball voice, great baseball announcer. He has Rangers Phillies in the World Series with the Rangers winning. And I think he closed out the little TikTok vid from him that I saw with, it's an odd year. We all know what that means when it comes to Bruce Bochy. It's an odd year. All right, we keep going. Berger looked good, didn't he, at first base? First pitch of the season, you get Jake Berger making a nice play to his right and then hitting Evo in stride. Little PFP. I love that for Jake Berger. I mean, they have been working him over at first base relentlessly in spring training. Dude has been working his butt off over there trying to get up to Gold Glove level fielding over there at one of the toughest positions in baseball to play. I know the casuals might not think it. First base is one of the most complex positions to play. There's a million things you got to think about on any given at bat, especially if there's runners on base. You're commanding a lot that's going on out there. First base ain't easy to play. So that first play, that first pitch of the season, Jake Berger making a play like that, I'm not saying it makes you totally get over Nate Lowe, but that was the big concern for me. Like, we're dropping down. In fact, those of y'all on TikTok, you see who I got over my shoulder. Those of y'all on YouTube, you can see it too. Love me some Nate Lowe. Gold glove Nate Lowe. But a play like that from Berger makes you think, all right, we got better offense, and maybe we got at least in the same ballpark caliber defense coming from Berger. Love that. Absolutely. Astros fan, good luck to y'all this year. And to you too. The Stros do get the win today. It was a little interesting late from what I heard. I actually have a really good friend of mine that I coach with. He's a big Astros fan. He was nice today to me. We were out in the parking lot going home, and he was telling me about the Stros beating the Mets 3-1. I guess Hader came in, was a little up and down, but got the job done. Didn't give me too hard of a time that the Red Sox beat up on the Rangers in the 9th inning there. Thankfully, it's going to be a great race in the AL West. I do think it's going to be competitive. I see the Rangers pulling away eventually, but I think there's going to be moments where this AL West race is tight. Keep going. Abreu got a lucky pitch. If the pitch would have hit where it was supposed to go, that's a K. Yeah, the pitch was center cut slider. I mean, hanging slider right down the middle. So, I mean, it depends. We can argue semantics all day long, like lucky pitch. I mean, it's a mistake. It's a mistake pitch from Jackson. You cannot throw a center cut slider, runners on first and third. Doesn't matter if it's the 7th spot in the order. You can't do it. Where is our ace DeGrom? They've already come out and said that DeGrom is not going to be at the front of the order for a little while. The front of the rotation, I should say. So DeGrom starting Sunday. That's going to be fun. I wish I could go watch that game. Sunday afternoon at the ballpark. One of the best pitchers in baseball throwing, Jacob DeGrom, the DeGrominator. Love it, man. I would be pumped to go to a game like that. I am going to be glued to my TV watching that DeGrom start. I know he's probably only going to go 4 or 5 innings. They've already come out and said that they're going to take it easy with DeGrom out the gate. But, man, I would love to go to that game. I am pumped for a full season of Jacob DeGrom. We keep going. Let's see. Trying to get through as much as I can, y'all. Interesting, the Red Sox lineup produces tonight. Devers did nothing. I mean, look, they produced off of 2 really big swings from Wilyer in that spot. And, I mean, I don't know if you can sit there and say the Red Sox offense killed it. I mean, Wilyer Abreu had 3 of the 6 hits, and 2 of them were bombs. So I hear what you're saying. But the lineup basically got shut down collectively today. Keep going. Even though we lost, Evo was Evo. JJ, what's up, man? Good to see you. Absolutely. Crochet was good. Crochet absolutely was good. That did hurt today. Mata, that did. Oof. Never love losing on opening day, but it happens. Rough when you guys start the season 0-4. Let me think about that one. I can't see 0-4. I don't see them dropping all 4. I don't know if they're going to win the series. I think it's really tough in a 4-game set. You lose game 1. You got to win 3 straight against a good team, a good AL East team to win. I think at this point, Rangers would probably be pretty good with the split. If they can get 2 of the next 3, I think you call that a win. I don't know if the Rangers are going to be taking this series. You lose game 1 of a 4-game set. It's just tough. The odds are against you. But I do think splitting with the Red Sox, for me, that would be the goal. If you can win the series, go 3-0 the rest of the way, 100%. But I think at this point, you go a little more realistic. Hopefully the Rangers can get a split here, and then you head into the next series. 2-2 against a really good Red Sox team. I think you got to take that. All right, we keep going. Appreciate all y'all. As a Red Sox fan, super excited for the remainder of this opening series. Great game today. Yeah, I think these are Two really good teams. Like I told y'all a couple nights ago, I love this Red Sox Rangers series. I think these are two really good teams. I've always enjoyed this series for whatever reason, and love when we get to play some of these classic franchises that have been around forever. So Red Sox Rangers always been one of my favorite series, 100%. What do I think of Cardinals baseball this year? And the whole Nolan Arenado thing over the summer, like what was happening there? Like I know that they almost traded him to Houston and he vetoed it. The Cardinals have some good young players. Sonny Gray, definitely a pitcher that I like. I think he was throwing today, correct? What did the Cardinals do today? Let's see if I can figure it out. I'm going to have to go away from the box score for a second here. But look, I think the Cardinals got some ways to go yet to get back to where they were throughout most of the 1990s and 2000s. Cardinals won 5-3 today. Good for them. Good for them. Looks like Sonny Gray pitched pretty well against his former team. Good for St. Louis. I think some of y'all know that have been watching for a while, following for a while. I was born in St. Louis. Went to some Cardinals games when I was real small. Moved to Texas. I forget when it was, like end of elementary school maybe. And then lived there for quite some time. Became a Rangers fan. Rest is history. Over under 130 innings for DeGrom, over. Eovaldi might be washed. I don't want to go gloom and doom on Eovaldi on Dolly yet, but I need to see a quick start from him to feel better. You see Dolly go 2 weeks scuffling. I think naturally most fans are going to turn on him pretty quickly. Not like turn on him in terms of, booing him, hating on him, but I think most people are going to be very impatient with Adolis Garcia if he does not get off to a solid start. All right. Sorry if I missed anybody. I'm really trying. JJ says, I'm optimistic about Leiter. Hope he breaks out. I hope he does too. I never cheer for any Rangers player to not do well. If I'm giving you my super honest take, I think that Jack is going to have some ups and downs this year. I definitely think he is going to make some improvements off last year. It'd be hard not to with the ERA and some of the numbers that he put up. But I hope we can get 5 innings, 3 earned runs tomorrow from him. That would be, I think, a really good start to his season. Give me 5, 3 earned runs. I think that would be perfect. Leiter will end up being a long reliever. He isn't starting material. Man, would that be just an incredibly disappointing outcome for Jack Leiter, in my opinion. If you are only getting a long relief man out of the number 2 overall pick in the 2021 draft, that's incredibly disappointing. So I hope that doesn't happen. It might, but I hope it doesn't. Rangers are always a second half team post All-Star break. I mean, yes and no. They were like 40-20 in 2023 to start the season. And then they kind of actually dipped a little bit after the All-Star break. So I don't know if I would agree that they're a second half team. In 2023, they came out hot. We're like 40-20 first 60 games. And then they kind of limped into the playoffs. Remember, they dropped 3 out of 4 games in that Seattle series. They won 1 of them, so they clinched a playoff spot, but Texas kind of limped into the playoffs in 2023. They were close to missing the playoffs. Had they gotten swept, I think they would have missed the playoffs altogether. So, yes and no. I don't know if I can sit here and say Rangers are definitely a second half team. All right, let me go to the bottom here. I just got home watching it now, but go Sox. Spoiler alert, the Red Sox win 5-2. I have Semien on my fantasy team. What should I expect from him? I think Marcus is going to have a better year this year. The big thing that concerns me about Semien is that last year, the on-base percentage was down. And with leadoff guys, you really, really want to have guys that can draw walks. And I didn't see Marcus Semien take enough walks last year. And look, it doesn't always come your way. And Marcus Semien is an aggressive hitter up there. But I would have liked to see Marcus Semien have a better OBP And I'd like to see that number tick up this year as well, especially if you're going to keep hitting him in the leadoff spot. You remember, eventually they moved Marcus Semien out of the leadoff spot because he just wasn't getting on base enough. You hope this year is a new year, but I think Marcus is definitely going to be a step up from last year. He was my player that I picked to improve and to have a comeback year, a bounce back year after, I think by his standards, a little bit of a subpar 2024. Would love to see Simi get on base a little more, take a few more walks. And then from there, I think the power numbers are going to come. Once Marcus can show that he can get on base in other ways, especially taking those walks, I think a lot's going to open up for him. So my 2 cents on Simi there. Let's see. What else? I think we're about good. I think we're just about good on TikTok comments. Let me go back to YouTube here. Let's see. Yeah, John, I agree. Seeing John Gray, I mean, look, we talked about the bad luck for John Gray getting hurt in spring training. Feel for the guy. Really, really feel for the guy. So I think that John is definitely going to be back at some point. I think June is what we decided, but just super unfortunate. And he was having a good spring. He really was. Wyatt Langford should lead off. Man, I don't know if I'm ready for Wyatt leading off. I think he's too dangerous. I think there's other guys that you would probably slot in there before Wyatt Langford. Let's see. If Leiter can land the kick change tomorrow for strikes, he'll do well. If not, all bets are off. So Mike says we are heavily dependent on the Leiter changeup tomorrow. Let's see how it looks. What else? The Chicago White Sox have a better record, Gio says, than the Rangers. It's just one game. Not worried. Yeah, that's the right attitude. Look, we're going to break down everything on the show. We got to have things to talk about here. I don't think we've done any hot takes. I don't think we're going off the deep end, but we're calling it like it is. Wasn't a great game today for Texas. I think this is a game they probably should have won, but was not an awesome game offensively. Let's go. Red Sox fan here. This is going to be an amazing opening series. Great game today. Appreciate that. Totally agree. Love the Rangers-Red Sox series. I've said that a few times. It's going to be a split series. Sox on the road are going to drop 2. That's what I'm predicting. If I had to throw it out there, I would not be surprised if the Rangers win Saturday, Sunday. Maybe they drop tomorrow in the lighter start. If you're making me predict these games, I'd probably go loss tomorrow, win-win on Saturday, Sunday. Obviously, I hope to be wrong. Hope to be win-win-win Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I think Rangers will get the DeGrom start on Sunday. I think that they will probably get the Mahle start. Walker Buehler, I still have a lot of respect for him. I don't know if he's the same dude. I know he had a good run in the postseason for the Dodgers, was the guy on the mound to deliver the championship for LA. But I think that the Rangers have a pretty good shot Saturday, Sunday. I think the Leiter start is just a big question mark. What are you going to get from Jack Leiter? Are you going to get a guy that, as Mike said, commands the changeup well? Are you going to get a guy that's struggling to locate? A little bit of nerves? I don't know. I think that tomorrow is totally the question mark game. Maybe the Rangers steal one if they have a nice game offensively against Tanner Houck. But I like my chances against Walker Buehler. And who are they going to throw on Sunday? I don't know if they've announced that yet. I'm not going to be able to get to it right now. If any of y'all know, put it in the chat. But look, I'll take DeGrom against anybody. All right, let me keep scrolling. Mike, yeah, I think that is probably the hot take, but that's coming from the comment section, not from me. I don't think Bombi's washed. I do think, as I said earlier, if he gets off to a slow start, the pressure from fans, the pressure really on him within the organization, I think is going to get greater and greater. I would really love, just for his sake, to see Dolly get off to a good start. He's having a tough time getting going. It's 2-3 weeks in, and the average is below 200 or slightly above. If he's scuffling, it's going to be tough, I think, to shake a slow start. That's just how I feel. Gut reaction with Adolis. Would love to see him get off to a fast start. Wiped today away. Wasn't his best day. Had a few really hard hit balls all over the yard, but want to see Adolis really, really accelerate quickly here in 2025. Keep going. Yeah, Gray and Bradford, 2 starters out. It feels like with those 2 guys, you can make up the lack of having Gray, the lack of having Bradford. Not that those guys are scrubs or they're not good, they're not quality starters, but it just feels like you can probably limp through their time on the IL. Evo goes down, DeGrom goes down. I don't know if I'm feeling that same way, but yeah, the Rangers are clearly missing some guys as well. John says if Leiter can get out of the first inning without the wheels flying off, he's got a shot at a decent outing. Yep, I can go with you on that one. I think first inning is going to be huge. You get that good first inning, you get into a little bit of a groove, the nerves subside a little bit, and then you're able to settle into the game, hopefully turn in a quality start. Again, like I said, give me 5 innings, 3 earned runs, 5-6 Ks. I think that would be an extremely successful start for Jack Leiter. They're throwing Fitz on Sunday. Appreciate that. Don't know a lot about Fitz. Don't know a lot about him, but definitely, like I said, am going to take Jacob deGrom over just about anybody in Major League Baseball. I mean, there are a few pitchers when healthy that I would rather have on the mound than Jacob deGrom. I think I've said this in the offseason numerous times. I think a lot of people are forgetting just how good Jacob deGrom really is. And I think a lot of people are about to find out and get reintroduced to how nasty and how dominating that man can be. Let's look at Fitz, by the way. Now I'm curious. 4 career starts. And look, in the 4 career starts, he had a 174 ERA. So, look, dude came in and did what he was supposed to do early on. I like my chances, though. Fitz going up against deGrom. I think Rangers will take the weekend games. I'm a little bit unsure about tomorrow. I hope Jack Leiter gives you a great performance. The offense bounces back. But give me a split in this series, and I'll be over the moon if we can go 3 straight here and win 3 out of 4. But tough to do when you lose the first game of a set. Stroh's taking the division again. They wish. A lot of Red Sox fans hanging out. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. I love hanging out. Fans of all backgrounds. It's all good. The more the merrier. Y'all got more chance against Tanner. I think the Rangers did have some success against Tanner Houck last year. If we go look at the numbers, I'll try and pull up Houck's batter versus pitcher. I believe there were a couple guys that hit homers off of him in the start last year. So I'm going to go to his batter pitcher for 24 against the Rangers, and I'll tell you who did some mashing against Tanner and who was getting set down. Let's check this out. So all Texas Rangers players in 2024. Come on now. What are we doing? Let's go. Looks like 3 homers in 47 at-bats. So it looks like a couple of different starts. I don't know what my MLB.com's doing here. I can't see like the actual batters, like who actually hit well off of him and who didn't, but we're going to try again. So maybe it is tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow's an offensive game. Who knows? But 2024, not getting the exact numbers, but 298 average the Rangers had as a team against Tanner Houck. I like to see that. St. Louis guy, first round, 24, went to Missouri. Didn't know that about Tanner Houck. Okay, cool. I don't know. Look, baseball, I always get into all the little things in the bios. The baseball player, I'm a baseball card guy. I love learning about guys and their backgrounds, where they're from, all that good stuff. So, look, Tanner Houck definitely has had his bright moments in his major league career. We'll see what he's got tomorrow. Maybe I'll go to the preview. Tomorrow's game, by the way, 7:05 Texas time starts. That's what, 5:05 out here for me. Here we go. All right, here we go. I got the matchups. Ezekiel Duran, 2 for 3 against Tanner Houck. Adolis Garcia, 4 for 7 with 2 home runs in his career against Houck. Jonah Heim. Probably we'll see Jonah tomorrow. Jonah, 2 for 5 against Houck with a home run. And let's see, you've got a couple of guys that are like 2 for 6. Josh Smith, 2 for 6. You've got Wyatt Langford, 1 for 3. And looks like that's about it. Berger, 0 for. Corey Seager, looks like he's 0 for 9 against Houck. So who knows? Maybe we're going to have to wait another day for Corey Seager to break free. 0 for 9 against Tanner Houck in his career. Marcus Semien, 3 for 15. Oof. Josh Young, 1 for 5. So look, the Rangers got some players. Higgy, 1 for 3. Don't think we'll see Higgy tomorrow if I had to guess. So look, there's some guys that have had some success against Tanner Houck. Nobody on the Red Sox has faced Jack Leiter. Jack Leiter pitched only against a very select number of teams last year. So nobody on the Red Sox has faced Jack Leiter. Oh, yeah, you know how that goes. It's like 50-50. It's either going to be like a dominating game for Jack Leiter or he's going to get shelled. There's like no in between, I feel like, when you've got a guy, especially a young guy, facing a team for the very first time. It's like there's rarely any in between. All right, y'all. Hey, I am so happy that y'all came to hang out. Like I said, hit that notification button, right? Anytime I go live, get notified. I don't know if I'll be live post-game tomorrow. Like I said, expect me at least at minimum at the end of every series. So like I'll definitely go live on Sunday, 100%. You may or may not see me Friday or Saturday. Kind of depends on what I got going on. I'm not going to lie. It'll depend a little bit on the game itself. I think those of y'all that know me well, last year it was rain or shine. This year I'm going to be a little bit more selective. Not saying that I'm going to avoid taking a loss like a man. I'm here today after opening day. Still got on, so I'm not going to hide from L's, but I'm going to be a little selective when I get on. Don't think I'll be able to do every game this year like I did last year. It was fun. I loved it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it work with my family life at home, work schedule, all that stuff. So I'll see what I can do. Maybe you'll catch me on a Friday or Saturday. Definitely will be back Sunday, and I'll always do a series wrap-up. So my commitment this year, last game of every series, 100%, I'll be on breaking down the series, giving my reaction. But look for me to pop on here and there throughout a series, probably just not every game. I'll put out some short videos. I always break down my long form, make it into shorts. So look for some videos coming out from the show today. If you weren't able to catch everything, you'll be able to catch maybe a few big moments from the show. Thank you so much for everybody that followed today, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, or TikTok. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Appreciate you supporting the channel. All the comments, the questions, helps keep the show going, helps keep the show fresh. So I'm really, really grateful for y'all. Appreciate you. We shall be back, and I hope it is after another Texas Rangers win or series win. That sure would be nice. Hey, weekend's coming up. That's a good thing. Friday tomorrow. If I don't see y'all until Sunday, I hope you have a great weekend ahead. Enjoying baseball, enjoying March Madness. It is a phenomenal time to be a sports fan. Phenomenal. March, April, October, my 3 favorite months to be a sports fan. Without a doubt. All right, y'all. Hey, thanks for hanging. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.